Well, we just saw the first ever all women's pay per view. What's up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, and I have watched wrestling and WWE for most of my life since I was probably 6 or 7 years old. So, honestly, for the reasons why this pay per view probably happened, with them, the women not being able to wrestle at Crown Jewel, Saudi Arabia, for all of that I'm not going to talk about. I'm just going to talk about the fact that this is historic. This is big news. This is a major deal that we got this at all. And it was good. It was very good. I thought it was a good show. I'm just gonna jump right into it. The pop song that they used, I'll be honest, it was horrible. It was. I think they said it was called Salute. I don't know this band. I don't know why WWE likes to pretend like they're being hip and cool. I don't think they know their audience because music like that playing throughout this pay per view in between matches just did not fit. The live performance, whatever that song was, probably should have been the song that they used throughout, even though I didn't think the performance was all that good either. But let's jump into the first match because this match was really good. Trish Stratus and Lita versus Mickie James and Alicia Fox. I was pretty upset that Alexa Bliss was not a part of this match. She got a concussion, I think, recently on a house show, so she wasn't able to be in it. I think the match would have been a little better if Alexa was in it. I like that she was there though, and she talked in the beginning. She came out and was at ringside. She looked great. I'm a huge Alexa Bliss fan. I hope that at some point we get maybe a Trish and Alexa one-on-one match. In fact, Trish Stratus, how great did she look? She not only just looked amazing, but she performed amazing. She was probably the MVP of this match as far as performance goes. She's in incredible shape. She performed like somebody who could be on this main roster full time if she wanted. I hope this isn't the end for her. I'm not saying she should be there every week, but I do think showing up once in a while, being a part timer in some ways, showing up for big match events. I'd love to see Trish versus Sasha Banks one on one. There's a few matches that Trish could really get in there and perform. She still has it. Lita was good as well, but always had this ring style of just rough and in your face, and I like that. I like that she's not technically uh, on that level. She's just down and dirty, man. But she will pull out a head scissor, Hurricane Rana, an awesome moonsault. She will do things still that are impressive. So that was great. Alicia Fox honestly was just there to fill the space. Mickie James, I think, carried the plate. There was a botch moment towards the end where it was Alicia's fault. She was late in breaking up a pin and it looked really bad. At least Mickie James didn't kick out of Stratusfaction because that would have been worse. But Trish and Lita pick up the win. There you go. Next match is the 20-woman battle royal. This really did feel like the match where we shoved a bunch of women who we otherwise didn't know what else to do. I have conflicting thoughts about it. I kind of wish that some of these women were put into their own matches that highlighted them, showcased them a little better. For example, the Mae Young finals, I'm not so sure should have been on this pay per view. It was a great match, but it was out of context. It wasn't a part of the tournament that we've been watching on the network. The NXT match, it was good, but it's out of context. And I'm not so sure a lot of people watching knew the matches or the wrestlers and was fully invested in it. I think if you had Asuka in her own match, even Naomi, Tamina, I could live without, to be honest. She's been here for like 10 years and hasn't done anything. Let's be honest. She had a moment in this match where her and Nia Jax, it was cool to see them sort of work together and clear the ring and then fight each other. That was different. But you had Ember Moon, who I thought looked great and even had the crowd chanting her name and cheering for her towards the end, and she got me rooting for her. Carmella is somebody who I was kind of okay with when she first came in, even her on NXT with Enzo and Cass. Like I liked her, but for some reason now, when she came out tonight, I liked her. I was really into her. Maybe it's the darker hair. Maybe it's her in R-Truth with the dance breaks. She even did that during this match, and I thought that was funny. She showed me a whole new side of her. Carmella has. I'm really starting to like her as a face. And the Iconics coming out. You could argue that the Iconics haven't done much since they've been called up, but for some reason, when they come out and talk, their personalities, the way that they sort of made fun of the old timers, and then yeah, they got dumped out very quick, and I don't know if I cared for that, but I like their personalities. I like their sense of humor. It's very they have personalities, and honestly, some of the wrestlers today, women included, are lacking in that. So at least they have that. We had some returning women wrestlers. Molly Holly looked great. Ivory looked really good. Alundra Blaze, who I was more used to as Medusa, she hasn't wrestled since they said 2000, which is insane. She looked good. Tori Wilson was there. A lot of these women we saw at the Royal Rumble earlier this year, but it was still nice to see them back. Kelly, who still looks as young as she did 10 years ago. Michelle McCool, who I've never really been all that impressed with, even when she was wrestling and she was on top and she always had that damn Divas belt and she like never lost. I was never really a huge fan of her, but she was fine here. Nia Jax ended up winning. I'm not the biggest Nia Jax fan either. I don't dislike her or hate her, but I feel like the company's done a terrible job booking her. So to take her seriously, to find her as a serious threat or somebody that I'm supposed to buy in the title picture, I don't really know if I do. I kind of think either Asuka or Ember Moon should have won, or maybe even somebody different outside the box. But look, if we get Nia Jax versus Ronda Rousey with a clear-cut winner this time, I could be all for that. Now, next was the Mae Young Finals. I've only watched a couple of the tournament matches on the network. I honestly don't have as much time as I would like to watch stuff like this. But Toni Storm versus Io Shirai, the match was really good. It was. I think even if you're somebody who wasn't watching the tournament, didn't know a whole lot about these women, they showed it. They brought it, and the crowd was into it. In fact, the whole night the crowd was into it. I didn't like how they blacked out the crowd and darkened out the arenas. They tend to do that a lot nowadays, and I just feel like it made it look like a house show in some ways. It made it look like the place wasn't sold out. Maybe it wasn't, but there was other shots where it seemed like there was plenty of people out there, so they could have showed more. Anyways, Toni Storm picked up the win. I like this Toni Storm. I like that she won. Her facial expressions throughout the match, where she looked desperate and just continuously hitting her finisher, and she finally picked up the win. I liked it. I hope that we do something positive with the women, especially Toni Storm after winning this. Next match, 6-woman tag, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Natalya versus the Riot Squad. Sure, I would have preferred Sasha Banks to be put in a higher profile match. At least this match got time, because we get a whole lot of 6-woman tag team matches on Raw almost every week. We just got one at the Australia show with the Riot Squad, and they tend to not make these 6-person tag matches special, but at least tonight it was long, and I think Sasha and Ruby Riot especially got to showcase a lot. I almost wish it was a one-on-one match between the two, because they had some great moments. Towards the end, it became like we're going to kick out of everyone's finisher, which is fine. Sasha did get the win. And the next match was NXT title. Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler. This is another match where NXT was something that I watched a lot a few years ago, but lately it's been hard. Like I said, there's just so much wrestling out there to try to keep up with it all, to try to stay on track. It's hard, so I watch when I can. I watch the NXT takeovers when I can, but this match was good. I like the story. I like how aggressive Shayna Baszler is. I hope they keep her like this and they keep her strong if she comes up on the main roster. I liked the story of her horsewomen interfering outside and they helped her win. She did win. This was really the only title change of the night, but that's fine. Next match, I think, is the match of the night. It should have been the main event. It was great. You had Becky Lynch defending the SmackDown Women's title against Charlotte Flair, last woman standing. This match was brutal. It was high energy. I love the crowd being so into this. They treated it like the main event it was and should have been. This feud has been going on to the point where, again, there's no other reason why this didn't main event other than Ronda Rousey was in the other match. I think Becky and her stone cold Becky Lynch character, I loved it. I love seeing her come out, talk trash, attack Charlotte, rinse and repeat. I can watch this every single week on SmackDown. Charlotte, I think, is great as far as performer, as far as promos. And so, yeah, people are booing her. And yeah, people think that she gets everything handed to her. But I do think that she delivers. I think in this match, she delivered. I thought there was a lot of great spots with the tables and the chairs. And even outside of the ring when Becky tried to bury Charlotte underneath the tables and whatnot. And Charlotte woke up and rose above. And they were making her look very strong. I got nervous for Becky. I was rooting for Becky, but she did win. And I thought she won in convincing fashion. And I want to see Becky move on. I want to see her face someone new. I want to see her face in Asuka or yeah, I mean, you might not have a whole lot of women on the SmackDown roster for her to face, but this match was good. And the main event, let's talk about it. Ronda Rousey defending the Raw Women's title against Nikki Bella. Look, Nikki Bella, she was fine in this match. I'm not going to trash her and say that Nikki Bella's horrible. She's horrible in the ring. I'm not going to say that because between the two Bellas, she's decent. It's Brie, really, that's not that great. But I think Nikki, it's hard for me to buy her putting up the offense that she did against Ronda Rousey. I think Ronda Rousey, probably if I was booking this match, I would have had her destroy Nikki the way that Brock Lesnar did to John Cena at SummerSlam a few years ago. I think Ronda needs to have one match where she destroys somebody. I know that's kind of better for a heel to do, but still, I think with everything that Nikki did, that slap, and Ronda didn't do anything on Raw, it's just you need Ronda to really show that aggressive side, and she shows it here and there, but not enough for me. Even though this match was good, it was good enough. The crowd, again, was into it more than I thought they would be. I think Ronda has a certain level of energy that she just brings to anything. Her matches aren't that flashy and aren't that special. She kind of does similar stuff every match, but that's fine. I still was happy to see her win, happy to see her tap Nikki out. I will love to see who Ronda faces next. Seeing all the women come out at the end and congratulate each other was good. I could do without Stephanie McMahon being out there because, let's be honest, she really had nothing to do with this woman's evolution. She pretends like she's the reason why it's happening, but it's really Triple H, I feel, that's behind all of it. Anyways, I enjoyed the show. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed it as well. Do you want to see me review more WWE shows? Like, comment, subscribe. Later!